If you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place. If you always want to leave your job because you're tired of your coworkers, you hate the job anyway, you're in the right place. My name is Mr. Derek Forston, and some people call me Mr. ILF. And we teach people, one more time, how to take people from homeless to hopeful. And for most of y'all to walk off of your job in 2026 to do something that probably God has already called you to. One more time, my name is Derek, and I'm glad you're here. Beautiful, who are you and what do you do?
Hello, everybody. I am CHAT&CHEW Forston, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, 501c3 nonprofit organization that utilizes the ILF model to house women that have been through all sorts of traumatic events. And guess what? It's no different from how Derek runs his ILF. And I enjoy being a nonprofit founder. A lot of people ask, Shay, what's the difference between for-profit, nonprofit? It's all about your end goal, right? My nonprofit is ran by a board of directors, and it's not my nonprofit. It belongs to the community, but it also has a lot more of the structure, a lot more of the things needed to, I can't just go out there and be rogue and do things financially without the support and the buy-in from my board of directors. So again, I'm going to be talking a lot about that this year. We're going to have some one-on-one conversations about why did I choose nonprofit and why Derek went for profit. But again, it's a pleasure to be here to spend a Saturday with you all. Again, I am CHAT&CHEW Forston, the co-founder of Forston Consultants, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation. And we're taking people from homeless to hopeful, one person at a time, every day at a time. We are doing something to impact our community. Derek?
Man, that was a beautiful intro, Shay. Wow. I almost want you to redo that.
I can't.
Shay,
I wouldn't even know how to.
Shay, that was a beautiful
I wouldn't even
intro.
be able to.
Anyway, welcome everybody. You guys got a lot of choices of where you could be, but y'all chose to be here, and we appreciate that, right? These internet streets are big, long, and wide. So when people take out a few minutes of their day, I'm getting chill bumps even saying it. I appreciate that because y'all could be anywhere. But if you're here, you probably love God, you love people, and you've been trying to get into real estate. You just didn't know that you could merge it all together and call it a ministry.
Yeah.
So even though today what we're going to talk about is a business, and yeah, it make money, guys, at the end of the day, this is actually a ministry. Some of y'all feel like you've been called in ministry anyway, and you thought you had to have a microphone like this, and you was going to speak in front of a bunch of people and have an altar call at the end of it. That doesn't always mean like ministry that way. Guys, me and your pastor are no different. He's in ministry and so am I. My ministry just so happens to involve real estate and shows the love of God through it.
Yeah.
So one more time, if you new to us, watch me break this down because, guys, I talk for hours and my team is actually getting us to cut these rooms down to like 35, 40 minutes. And y'all know for me, that's hard. But if you gave me 13 seconds to say, Derek, what do y'all do and how could it impact me? We take people from homeless to hopeful. We usually rent or lease the place. We work with social workers and case managers to fill homes that we usually rent or lease. Yeah. No license required, and you don't have to own the property. That was probably less than 13 seconds.
I'm so proud of you.
Now, Jermaine Mills ain't gonna give me no credit for that.
Is he even here? I'm looking in the chat.
Jermaine, shit, don't try, Jermaine.
Hey,
Jermaine, you I didn't even check the chat. Neither did I see it, but Jermaine, I know you here. Put in the chat right now, Jermaine. Say, Shay, don't try me. You know I'm here.
Derek, so I want to give a big shout out to Alicia and Bobby. They are in the chat today. We had an amazing conversation with Alicia yesterday, talking about all things credit, right? And how it is why it is so important to make sure that you keep your credit optimal for even this space. So we'll talk about that, and we're going to have some fun. You may get to meet Alicia and her husband, Bobby.
Alicia's family now.
Yeah,
absolutely. So Alicia and Bobby is family. So those people that you just saw in the chat, in fact, can 10 of y'all say good morning, Alicia and Bobby? Yeah, because they're family to us now, and we're going to kind of unveil that probably next week or the next 2 weeks. Because we got a surprise today, actually.
We do.
So there's going to be another surprise that Alicia and Bobby is going to be a part of that. So anybody that's a family to me, can you right now say good morning, Bobby and Alicia, and welcome family, right? So let's move ahead because you guys know I love to do this, right? I never like to assume that nobody knows us. I'd be crazy to do that. So again, we kind of said it, but for most of y'all, you don't know that I used to be a social worker.
Right.
And just like most of y'all trying to get into real estate, and Shay and I always love helping people. Shay had a corporate America job and made a lot of money. Shay did well in life. Guys, I was a poor social worker making 28 grand a year. And because of Shay was the one that even tricked me to go to school anyway, right? And as I begin to tell this story, if you're new to me, just type in the chat new, because I'm now your new big brother. You just didn't know it. Yep. Because you probably been praying for something just like this, but people have been hiding it from you. You're going to see that we graciously lead the way to show people how to get into shared housing. Back to that story. I used to be the social worker, and God allowed me to see a lady, y'all, living my dream, literally living my dream, but doing it the wrong way. I saw a lady, y'all, making $41,000 a month, literally doing what I'm going to show y'all today. But you guys, she was doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
She did it in rats and in roaches. And because I knew y'all wasn't going to believe me, I knew Bobby wasn't going to believe me until I showed him. But guys, 9 years as a social worker, begging God to change my life, begging God to help me financially. And basically, God was like, Derek, wake up, bro. I put you in the middle of what you should be doing. And one more time, because I know I talk fast and sometimes I stutter. But guys, I was the social worker. I was the guy that I teach y'all to go and find eventually. And guys, because nobody would ever show me or teach me, I took a Saturday just like today, many years, probably 9 years ago now, and I went to go see what it looked like. But along the way, as you see what's on the screen, eventually Shay convinced me, because she was led by God, Holy Spirit, to trademark it, right? But back to that story of how it all started. That's me, y'all, big brother, at my desk, praying that God changed my life. And this is what I saw when I took that Saturday, because I knew Bobby and Alicia also weren't going to believe me. Ms. Z, I knew you weren't going to believe me. The Anderson family, I knew you guys wasn't going to believe me, so I took pictures of it. Now, for you guys to know that Shay and I also fix and flip properties, this is not one of those.
Right.
And a lot of them look like that sometimes when we first get them. Y'all, people were living in this place. And I often tell people, because we laugh and joke and have a good time here, but if this don't break your heart, you on the wrong YouTube channel. Yeah. I just told you a lady was making $41,000 a month, housing people with beds on the ground.
Yep.
And burnt up kitchens. And I love to tell people, if you ain't got your glasses on today, those are cinder blocks that are holding that bed up. Put a number 5 in the chat if you can see my pictures on this screen. Is this sad to you? Because the same lady that said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this. Y'all, I begged her. And it was before I knew that it looked like this.
Yeah.
I begged this lady to teach me what it was, as I was the social worker. And one day, y'all, the Anderson family, I said, man, you know what? Nobody want to teach me. I'm going to just go. And I went to all of these places, because remember me, I was the social worker, so I knew all the addresses. I knew where they were, Shay.
Yeah.
Shay got tired of me coming home crying about it, saying, babe, guess what I see today? Babe. It worked. As the social worker, I'm discharging all of these people to the street, or when I found out conditions that look like this on this screen.
Yeah.
And Miss Priscilla, it broke my heart, because the lady that said, Derek, I'll never teach you this, guys, I never saw these places until I just got tired of asking people to teach me. Dummy me was on this job for 9 years before the light bulb came on and said, Derek, why not just go? You know the addresses. And usually my new people, I take 2 hours to tell this story. I'm going to wrap this story up in 2 minutes. She don't believe it, and I'm probably
Jermaine.
Not. Hey, Jermaine, don't time me this time. But one more time, social worker dreaming to do it, finally went to go see how somebody else was doing it, because what y'all don't know, a lot of people do this in your city right now, but they're doing it the wrong way. That's why when we got into it and went, and we breathed that fresh air on it, like, we became a no-brainer, because again, most people in your city gonna do this the wrong way. So one more time, we believe in the love of God, helping people, being respected by the community. But that last piece is real important. I want you to make enough money to feed your family. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
So put a number 1 in the chat if you've been with me less than 10 minutes. You say, wow, Derek, like, I can get down with that, Derek. You said that you love God, you love people, and love real estate. But the goal is to please God, help people, be respected by the community while you're doing it.
Yeah.
But also, I want you to make enough money to feed your family, Miss Rebecca. Because otherwise, this will be a homeless shelter. And I don't teach that. I teach a model that involves real estate and the love of God. Now, I want Shay to jump in now just to talk about why did she get in it? Why did she allow me to snatch her from corporate America? Shay had a great job.
I did.
Shay is going to tell you why did she allow me to snatch her? I love the word snatch. Snatch her from corporate America. I said, Shay, I need some help. Because guys, as far as I'm concerned, when I was doing it by myself, I was hustling. When Shay came into it, she brought the clarity to it.
It was
the
ghetto.
Professionalism. So I'm ending my story, and I'm going to show you guys on screen what it should look like, but I want Shay to jump in for my new people. Then we're going to take a bunch of questions, and then I'm going to go into some teaching because I got some stuff I want to lay down today. But I always like to tell people, how did this start? Where did it come from? Because I'm no genius. She tricked me to go to college, and through the grace of God, I finished that. But I don't want y'all to go to school. You're going to get your degree right here with us. Last thing before I give it to Shay, if you're on our TikTok channel, you can only see one picture. Please come to YouTube so I can show you the rats and the roaches and then the new way of how we're supposed to do it. And I'll put that in the chat. Shay, take over.
Yeah. So what caused me to leave from corporate America to join Derek was the whole purpose of building legacy together, for one. Two was, it was ghetto. Derek was doing a lot of stuff that just looked a mess. And not at any fault of his own. It was ghetto. It was ghetto. And it wasn't that it was bad, right? It just was not what you would consider being business. I have a master's in business administration with a focus on healthcare management and administration. So when you see different things, you're like, okay, you know what? If we're going to do this, let's do it right. So as Derek started getting more and more houses, I saw that he was starting to drown in the administrative things. And it wasn't that he just really didn't know, right? So you don't know what you don't know until somebody points it out to you that you don't know it. So I would take time when I was off, but it wasn't enough time to help organize and get things together. So you see that a lot of the infrastructure came from me, the setting up different automations, setting up payment processors, setting up documentations, documentation, meeting with our attorneys, making sure our documents were tight and right, making sure that we were in, just doing things right and in order. So in decency and in order. So that's really where I came in. I did not have plans on housing anybody. Just put it that way. I wanted to be like the back end administrator, get it together, sort it out, create it, hand it over. But ultimately, Derek was housing the women in a separate housing. And he was just like, you know what, I will feel more comfortable with you housing the women and just overseeing those houses. So I was like, okay, whatever, fine. And that's where the Angela Denise Foundation came in. But the Angela Denise Foundation was birthed before that even happened. The Angela Denise Foundation was birthed out of seeing the bigger picture of the ILF model. Mm-hmm. And if we can have an internal nonprofit organization to help do things like provide funds or housing supplements for some of the residents, being able to get grants so that we can, expand and enlarge our reach from the Forston Consultants model, like prime example, local ILFs, Thanksgiving. You all are a part of the Angela Denise Foundation's Thanksgiving. You all are a part of different things that we do from the Angela Denise Foundation perspective. And the goal was to be able to expand that even larger. So that's how I got involved. Now things aren't as ghetto. Things aren't so ghetto.
Shay brought the professionalism to the business, right? And also, I'll just be real honest because you guys know I'm transparent. Some of the lawsuits also got us in order. Guys, I've been through it all. I've been sued. I've been the Channel 8 News. Like, guys, every way you can mess this up, I did. I was just different from the lady that did it in Rats and Roaches.
It looked good.
I had a good heart.
And it always looked good.
And it looked good.
Right.
But from the
it was
legal
pleasing.
side of stuff and just some other stuff, guys, I didn't know what I was doing, just like most of y'all. So my sole mission in life is to make sure that you guys don't get this wrong. I've been on the Channel 8 News, embarrassing to me and my family. I've been through lawsuits, and it's got an S on the end of it. But I'll admit again, that was the route that God wanted me to go through. Ever heard that Bible scripture that says, write the vision and make it plain so that he that readeth it, You know how I also kind of say that, Derek? I want you to go through the bumps and the bruises of this thing. So when the Anderson family reads it, when Mr. Bobby reads it, when Mr. Allison and her husband reads it, you guys don't make the mistakes I did.
Yeah.
That's why we call our coaching the ILF Mastery Blueprint. You guys are not allowed to make the mistakes I did because I give it to you. We're live 7 days a week right here. We got coaching throughout the wazoo, everything from the free coaching to the DIY to one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and the legacy, which is our white glove service. There is no way that you can fail this if you keep God first and keep me as your big brother. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Because I've been through all the mistakes. So some of the things that I want to talk about today is I want to answer some questions as usual, but I know I got a lot of new people. So one more time.
There's a question. So let me answer this question. So Frederica Morgan asks, do you mind me asking who is Angela Denise? Absolutely. I do not mind.
She'll stop me from talking to
I sure will. So Angela Denise Proctor was my mom that passed away of lung cancer, never done anything, like never drank, never smoked, just a real fluke situation, ended up with lung cancer, passed away the year we got married. Found out she had cancer right before we got married, whole story. But anyway, my mom's soul mission was always lending a helping hand. Like she was that person that at any given time, there were extra heads and beds in our house, and they were new cousins, new brothers and sisters, because she always took people in. She always took care of people. So this is just an extension of her legacy. So me and my siblings got together and they all agreed and gave me the okay to move forward. So you'll always see me with this locket on. And it's actually two of my favorite pictures of my mom. You can't see it, but and I keep them, like if I decide to wear one or the other, I have two of my favorite pictures of my mom around my neck, because she has inspired a lot of the things that we are doing without even knowing it, right? Just from the way she lived life. So I wanted to do something in her memory, and of course to create legacy for our family, my siblings, and my nieces and nephews, and so forth and so on, to expand who she was in the earth. So that's who Angela Denise Proctor is my mom.
Good stuff. So can I just say something behind that? One of my biggest pet peeves is when somebody names a program or a situation or business after a family member and don't put the work in to make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm a coach and I coach a lot of people and consult a lot of folks. It breaks my heart when I see somebody name something after a loved one that's either living or passed away, then they give up on the dream. So the devil is a liar that you're going to put your mama name on this, or your dad or your grandfather or your grandma's name on it, and you don't put the work in it to make it happen. To me, that's a disrespect to the legacy. Did you hear what Shay just said? Her mom always housed people.
She did.
Her mom always did for people. So if you're going to model that and create a foundation behind it, let's put the work into it, or let's name it something different just in case if you quit.
Right.
Oh God, I shouldn't have said that.
But yeah,
check this out.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick commercial break and we're gonna be right back. If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these two words, more info, to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life. Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go. All right, so, you heard the guy. Make sure you text more info to get that introductory webinar to keep moving forward, and then join us here 7 days a week. Shay?
So I want to start, right? I know you want to go a route, but I want to take it a little bit different if you don't mind. So for the newer people that's joining us, I want you to talk about how your role as a social worker case manager helped you to kind of navigate the space now? Like, what do you see are the benefits of you having that knowledge that you got and being able to implement it into what we're doing now in the housing?
As being a social worker,
Yeah.
what
How did that play a role for you in this now?
Probably, it probably helped me make better decisions, right? I think I'm a pretty good
Judge of
character,
Yeah.
but being a social worker and just being around it every day, it helped me make decisions of who I should move in. And let me just coach a little bit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, when you do start this in the way that we teach you to do it, your phone is going to ring off the hook if you do it the right way.
Right. Yeah.
Please understand that everybody that calls your phone is not a good fit. So one of the most important things that we do and how we do this is called an assessment. And because we got our own dictionary with what we do, assessment means for us a series of questions that allows you, Miss Frederica, to ask all the questions that you need to know so that you can make a sound decision about who you move in.
Correct. Yeah.
That sounds real selfish, don't it? And it's supposed to. Think about it like this. If you got a 4-bed, 2-bath home, we're housing 8 people usually. It's 2 people per room. So if you already got Tyrone, Jose, Marcus, and Billy, and JoJo living there, that's 5 people. When you take that next phone call from Mr. Ricky, you should be already thinking about your 5 guys that live there. Will he mesh good with them?
Yeah.
Does he pass my initial assessment that Derek gave us? Because my whole assessment, at the top of it, I should have put this. It allows us to avoid the knucklehead. The questions that we ask is going to weed out the knuckleheads. One more time, and great question, Shay.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Everyone that calls your phone is not a good fit. And that's why we do an assessment, which is a series of questions, which allows you to make a sound decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back on you, Shay.
The other reason the reason why I asked that is because a lot of people get caught up in the process, right? And they overthink the assessment. They overthink it, but they don't. It's kind of, I'm gonna kind of use it's gonna sound dumb, but just ride with me for a second. A lot of people tend to overthink the process of the assessment, but they don't ask the right questions. They overthink the process, but they're still not asking the appropriate questions. And I wanted to, I love the way you break that down, how you talk about making sure that the questions that you ask are helping you to make the right decision of who you bring into the ILF. And help to maintain the stability of those that are already there. But what I also wanted to point out about that is the fact that you don't have to be a case manager or a social worker, right? That's why people come to us, because Derek has that knowledge, he has that background, and he's able to teach from that place. But 2, I want you to explain why it's so, what stands you out from the rest as a coach, because you actually have that background. Like what benefits do I have from you being a social worker, and knowing what you know? Like, how do I benefit from that as you being my consultant?
It's the experience. And I got tons of people that are in this chat right now that are under our coaching, that are picking up keys this week, that are getting their first facility, their first client, or their second or third home. Mm-hmm. So my experience with just dealing with the people and the other side of things. So you guys get the guy that's been the social worker and the guy that's also done it on the other side, that's been through lawsuits and the Channel 8 news. So in my opinion, and also because we trademarked it, guys, we're the trademark holders of Independent Living Facility. Go to the website, and I dare you not see me and Shay's name under Independent Living Facility and the education of it. Come back and call me a liar if it's not there. And guys, again, to answer Shay's question, they benefit because I know both sides of it.
Yeah.
Most people, quite frankly, that find us that want to do this, you guys got big hearts, you love people, and you love real estate, or the thought of getting into real estate. You just don't know how to put it together. That doesn't make you a bad person. Right. It doesn't make you like the lady that was housing people in roaches. You just don't know what you're doing. No different from me. I wasn't no bad person. But I can show you a $40,000 lawsuit and a Channel 8 news clip that'd be like, man, what was Derek doing? Like, what was he thinking? He didn't know what he was doing. Exactly, he had a big heart. He was trying to help people. But if you run into the wrong client, which is I call a knucklehead, see, my assessment back then was like,
Fill these beds. That was his assessment. Fill these beds.
But because I went through that stuff, you don't. And if you under my coaching, you're gonna call me. Make sense?
So let's
so that's how they benefit.
Right, perfect. And I want to segue somewhere else because there was a question in the chat that I want to go to, and it was asking about, they're in most states, and I'll say this, and this is for educational purposes only. Always consult your attorney or an accountant for any information that you hear us speak of, to make sure that you are making the right decision for you and your family. But a lot of people have the question of rules and regulations in regards to how many people can be in a house unrelated. Yep. And if you do it right, federal HUD laws say 2 heartbeats per room. Most of your city ordinances will say about 3 unrelated individuals. Who's coming to knock on your door to find that out? That's all I'm going to say, and I'll leave it there. Okay.
I actually go way deeper on that too, right? Because we have to be really careful sometimes.
Right, what we say. Mm-hmm.
But Shay said the major thing, HUD regulations. That's real.
Yeah.
2 heartbeats per room. And let me just give a disclaimer. Guys, when I got into this over 9 years ago, my city, which I live in, which is Orlando, Florida, said, Derek, you can't do this. Yeah. You need a license. They thought I was crazy. But once they found out what this was, and the kind of people I serve, they now beg for it. So listen to that really carefully. This coaching works in all 50 states. We're proud to say that right now our coaching is in 40 states. So as I say that, can everybody put in the chat where are you located? I just want to see, will somebody name an area that we're not coaching in? Yeah. Out of 50 states, we got somebody in 40 of those states that are doing this under my coaching.
Correct.
And I'm sure it's all 50 for people that just come and listen to it and go do it. But my city told me, you can't do this, Derek, but now they beg for it. Yeah. And watch this. In my masterclass, that's in my $5 a month group, I break down that most of y'all are talking to the wrong people and you're using the wrong language.
Correct.
75% of my coaching, Bobby, is about language, verbiage, and who we say it to. Dummy me in the beginning did the same thing y'all doing. You going to call your city, you calling the housing coordinator, you calling all of these people that have no clue what this is.
Yeah.
They don't know yet that you're the answer to this thing.
Yeah.
They think you talking about a group home. They think you're talking about a ALF or an IDD. All of those require a license, staff. You have to own the property, and there's zoning involved in it. There is no zoning in what we do here. Oh man, some of y'all should be running around your living room right now. Every concern you ever had is not in this model. And guys, this isn't theory. We do this.
Yeah.
I taught in my last master class, if you're one of those people that you are so by the book that when somebody tells you you can't do something, you just go with that and you give up. Guys, I'm telling you, my coaching is in 40 states. I coach hundreds of people that do this and leave their job after 6 months of meeting me doing it.
Yeah.
So don't be so shaken by what they tell you. It's okay to be educated, and that's why I'm glad you're here. But don't let the rule of only 4 unrelated people, because first of all, if you do this the right way, they shouldn't even know it's an ILF anyway.
Oh.
If you drive into one of my neighborhoods or where any of my homes are, you can't tell the difference. Ooh, that's some good coaching, Derek. Because if you do it the right way, how would they even know? Because remember, and I'm going to slow it down because I know I talk fast. The sole thing that makes this possible is the people we serve.
Correct.
I'm not housing a guy that need me to bathe him, brush his teeth, or feed him. He can take his own medications. He can provide his own transportation. So if you're taking notes today, I'll slow it down even more. Take your pen out. Here are the 3 things that will get you on the Channel 8 News, land you in jail, or get you in trouble. You ready? You trying to feed people.
Yeah.
That's not this in the ILF. If that's an IDD or an ALF or your traditional group home and your license, feed them because you got to. And the ILF, feeding people is not a part of this, meaning I'm not going there to cook the spaghetti. The second thing, I'm also not giving out, which calls administering, if you want to use the real words, medication. I'm not asking none of y'all to be a nurse, and some of you are. Congratulations. But my guys take their own medications.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I'm not providing transportation. Those three things gonna get you in trouble. And guess what? My people don't want me doing none of that for them.
Exactly.
They're completely
But what I want to add to that is the fact of the why behind it, right? The minute you go out of compliance with any of those three things that Derek just stated, without going outside of compliance with any of those three things that Derek just stated, that will automatically cause for different organizations to come in and monitor you, come look for you. Because let's say you have a client or a resident that you're bathing, they feel like they were inappropriately touched. I'm just giving real life situations, right? You're bathing this individual because they needed help for some strange reason. You decided, I'm gonna just help, I'm gonna just lend a helping hand. And now they're complaining about X, Y, and Z. I was inappropriately touched. So now that opens the floodgates for other entities to now come into your ILF, which should be independent. And now they're assessing you and they're looking at you as a licensed operating home. Now let's talk about the feeding issue. If you're feeding someone and they're outside and you're feeding them outside of their dietary restrictions, like we've trained a couple, the Dawsons, Francesca and Jameen Dawson, they have an ILF and they also have APD housing where they have to provide 3 hots a day.
Got to.
Right? Nutrition, everything, it has to be, it falls under this particular process. They've got a nutritionist that comes in and monitors their menus, all of that stuff. That's a part of their licensed program. Now, if you're operating an independent living facility and every day you feeding these people beans and rice and chicken, and the reason why I say that, because we found there's some local ones that do that. They take all their food stamp money and they're feeding these individuals beans, rice, and chicken every day. Every day. Lord forbid one of those residents, are diabetic or something, and it's not meeting the nutritional guidelines. And that person goes to their doctor or their case manager and says, well, my housing program feeds me beans, rice, and chicken every day. That now sparks a conversation. And now you have another industry or entity coming in to look at your housing program. And now you're again operating under a licensed housing model. So those are the things I like to give. Derek gave the reason, but I wanted to dive a little deeper in there so that you can understand where that fallout comes in. Because a lot of people think, well, I'm just feeding them. No harm, no foul. But what you don't realize is let somebody get sick or have an allergic reaction. The first thing they're going to do is blame you. You don't want to do that. Alleviate yourself, remove yourself from the areas of liability that are unnecessary for you to obtain or to take on. So that is one of the things that we always stress about. Now, do we feed our people? I'm not cooking for them though.
We may go to Walmart.com to be a blessing and send food and let them cook it.
Correct.
But guys, we're serving independent adults. And back to that one point I was making, because I want to be clear about this. If you're not willing to be a barrier breaker, I won't say rule breaker. If you're not willing to be a barrier breaker or a trailblazer, this may not be for you.
Yeah.
Because there's a great chance your city gonna tell you you can't do this, which is one of my major rules. Don't go talking to your city. They have no clue what this is yet.
And they don't know you're the
answer.
Yeah.
And most of y'all, especially if you're not under my coaching, you don't know the verbiage. You don't know how to approach it.
Yeah.
I just told you 13 minutes ago, 75% of my coaching is verbiage, language, and who we say it to.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's social workers or case managers, whether that's the home owner, landlord, who you trying to rent that house from. Meaning, how do you convince some guy to rent his house to put all your people in it? That's a heck of a conversation.
Yeah.
And over the years, we've mastered it. So I like the way you went with that. So I'm going to make one more point, Shay, and back on you.
Yeah.
What makes this a no-brainer, which is one of my favorite quotes. You see it on screen. No license required. No medical oversight.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to own the property. No certifications required. And you can rent or lease the property to get started. Yeah. 98% of y'all that are listening to me right now, you guys just can't go out and buy a house or just buy a house tomorrow. but a lot of you guys can go out and rent or lease one.
Correct.
Let's take a really quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
So Dennis, in your professional opinion, since you trademarked the ILF, which is the best population, or probably which is the easiest population to serve when I want to get started with my ILF?
Well, if you're asking me my personal opinion, I love the elderly adults and military veterans. They're super independent. They don't usually need much from you. And again, they're just easier. People that are more settled in life, meaning age-wise, they just typically are a little bit easier than your younger crew. So, but I always tell people also, right, choose your population by what your community is dictating. Where I live at in Orlando, Florida, it screams for military veterans and elderly adults, which just so happens to be my...
Huh, did y'all see David and Dennis? Y'all didn't know I was a triplet, did you? Right? So I'm Derek. There's Dennis, who's really sharp and smart, who knows the ILF just like I do. And Lord, y'all pray for my brother David. David is an absolute knucklehead. In fact, I need to pay one more bill. We'll be right back.
Dennis, would you happen to have like a list of things that you did wrong in the beginning when you first started your independent living facility? Like, what kind of mistakes that you made?
David, that's actually a great question, right? Even coming from you. I wrote a book that's entitled How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And in fact, David, it's the 12 dumbest mistakes that are ever made. And because I didn't want other people to make them, I put it in a book. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's again, forstonconsultants.com, and check it out. That's where you can find all of our ebooks, all of our coaching, and more information about live events.
Well, I'm going to just have to do that then, because that sounds like a good starting point to me. And then I'm going to come to y'all Jacksonville 31st event. I need to be live around y'all too.
That's fine, David, but can I ask what's up with the hat and the sweat across the neck? Like, what's that all about?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and thank y'all for tolerating my two brothers. They give a lot of education, but y'all pray for David because he's a knucklehead. But as you can see, Dennis is kind of sharp like me, right? But anyway, one more time, thank y'all so much for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying the information. Y'all got a lot of choices of where you could be. I just invited a lot of other people over from TikTok and Instagram. Let me know if you're joining us and you just came over from any other forum, and I'm throwing it back over to Shay.
Yeah, so let's go for questions, because I know a lot of people are asking questions.
Let's do it.
Let's see. Thank you, Jen. Is there programs that pay for like elderly and veterans? So I'll answer that one.
Sure.
So yes, there are community funded programs. A lot of times they're connected to other organizations in your city. Prime example, the mental health hospitals they do receive CDBG funds, and don't ask me the acronym right now. I cannot remember, but it's from the Housing Coalition for the Homeless or the Unhoused. Those funds go into those mental health hospital dollars to be able to help them gain access to things like SSI, SSDI. And what also happens is it also allows for that program that mental health hospital runs to place that person in a housing, in some form of housing, so that they can go through the process with their case management team. Prime example, and just to scale it down, I have a resident right now and looking to get a second resident from the same organization that they have no source of income whatsoever. They've been deemed mentally unstable to the point of being able to maintain a job. So now they're working with case management to get SSI or SSDI, and that program is paying for their rent. Now, that's been going on. That resident that I've had has been with me for about 7 months now. Usually those programs don't last that long, but because of this young lady's, because of the process and how long it has taken, that program still had funds. So they're continuously paying. So I go and pick up a check. Like prime example, I'll be picking up a check next week. I'll sit with her case manager, find out some information. How can I help? Where are they having a need that they need to, I ask a lot of questions. So that program, when you see programs like that, you want to be as connected to the case manager as possible. And for me, I make sure that the resident knows that I need to be a part of that care plan so that I'm fully aware of what's going on, because those programs can immediately stop. The payments can stop without notice. So you want to be as involved in those programs as possible with that resident, so that way you are able to follow up on what needs to happen. Like prime example, there's certain criteria that resident may need to meet. You want to make sure that they're meeting those benchmarks so that they do get the approval for their SSI or SSDI. Because once they do get the approval, that's where they'll now be paying you from, not the community funded program, but the individual will now start paying you. So that's one of the programs. That's how most of the programs work, right? It usually comes through a mental health hospital, some other community funded program or organization. It may be like your, what is it? The Continuum of Care. It may be the Coalition for the Homeless. It may be whatever organization is tied to your city funds for combating homelessness. That's where those dollars and those programs will come. Churches do it too. Some churches, organizations do it as well. So you just have to find out what's in your area, who's doing what, and how you can partner with them. So yes, there are resources.
And then my favorite way is to tell people that when you first get into this, forget about a program right now. Like, forget about trying to find a program to pay you. Look for the individual. So everybody that we serve, 95% of the people that we house, they get SSI or SSDI.
Correct.
That's a government stipend they get every month without fail, and nothing stops it. Not a government shutdown, not chicken pox, monkey pox, COVID-19. Nothing stops this payment. So that's why we believe, again, that this shared housing with the population we serve is the best form of real estate. Because Shay and I own other real estate properties that is a mom, dad, and 3 kids.
Correct.
But what happens when mom loses that job?
Yeah.
Well, what happens when dad gets laid off because he's been sick for 4 weeks because he's had the flu? Guys, we don't get no rent money. Now, luckily, we got great tenants even on that side.
Right, yeah.
But that rent check will stop, because guess what that family will do? They're going to buy grocery. They're going to keep on the lights and the water. And you as the landlord, you ain't going to get nothing probably.
For real. Yeah.
But in the shared living environment, I'm going to take that same 4-bed, 2-bath home. I'm going to take 8 people from homeless to hopeful, and everybody pay rent. SSI and SSDI is how the bulk of my people pay their rent. But what about private pay? What about the guy that's got a job at McDonald's, Walmart, Burger King, Sonic, Outback Steakhouse? What about the guy that works at SeaWorld, Disney World?
Yeah.
Like, we can help that guy too. But if you say, well, Derek, like, what's your favorite way to be paid? I'll admit, my favorite way to be paid, y'all, is through a community-funded program. And it is kind of what Shay said. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you why. And it's kind of opposite of what she said. When we get a call that sounds like this, and I actually got a few calls today that I can queue up. But when that social worker says, hey, Derek, or she's talking to my assistant, Jess, because I don't answer the phone today, because when I teach y'all how y'all do this, we use virtual assistants from the Philippines to do all of this.
Correct.
But when that social worker calls and say, hey, Jess, I need a bed. I got a 62-year-old male, and Jess, he's a great guy. But Jess, he has no money. He's got no job. And he has no Uncle Joe or no mom or dad to lean on.
Yeah.
But don't you guys worry. We're going to pay for it up to 6 months until he get on his feet. Y'all, that's my favorite phone call. Because now I can help Mr. Joe. And Mr. Joe really didn't need the money himself. But because Mr. Joe met certain criteria through the hospital that called me, Bobby, they're going to cut a check to Second Chance, not Derek Forston. Shay gonna tell you guys in a minute why the check never says Derek. In fact, go into that right now, Shay. Yeah, Shay got notebooks this thick, y'all, full of old checks. Tell them what's the names on those checks and why.
Yeah, the Angela Denise Foundation, because technically they're never going to partner with an individual. They're going to partner with an entity, because that's written in their grant, right? And it has to be a foundation or an organization. It doesn't have to be nonprofit, but it has to be somebody that's reputable. They need to be able to identify you. They need to be able to go to, your Secretary of State and see that you are an actual viable business, because they have to, Lord forbid, they get audited from that grant spend. They need to be able to go back and track that entity that they engaged with, financially. So that's what that looks like. Derek, there is a question from Bobby that asked about bed fees.
Let's do it.
Where is it? Hold on. What is the cost to rent a bed?
So that's going to depend on where you live at, Bobby. But I love to give real world examples. So let me show you right now where I live at in Orlando, Florida. And Bobby, just put in the chat and tell everybody where you guys are at. But I live in Orlando, Florida. And let me give a coaching moment right now, because some of my older people know this. We never just say I charge $700. No, you don't.
Never.
You start at $700. Remember I told you earlier, verbiage and language. So for all of you newer people, we start at, and then you name your price. Because what if your price changes? What if your other room that's towards the back of the house is bigger with lots of windows and you charge different? What if that room's got a jacuzzi tub in it and a huge mirror for when everybody get dressed? So where I live at, we start at $740. But when my assistant answers that phone, when a social worker asks us, we typically say $800. And I can go deeper in that, but we start at $740. So if you can do the math on both of these beds, can somebody put in the chat for Bobby, what is 740 times 2? So depending on where you live at is what it's going to be. Most of y'all that I coach, because I've been doing this so long, y'all are going to be in that range of probably 700 to 900. Now, if you live in New York, Jersey, California, those are going to be different and a little higher.
Yeah.
But if you live in Macon, Georgia, Valdosta, Georgia, you live in Columbia, South Carolina, you live over there where Jermaine lives at, like, you're not going to be as high as somebody that lives in South Florida, like Miss Neonta, that has $1,100 beds, and the program for the veterans pays almost 60% of that.
Correct.
So along the way, sometimes you're going to get that payment from the person. Sometimes it's going to come from the hospital, organization. But just to answer your original question, for me, on a normal regular day, I would love to get 800 and 800. And both of those guys, Bobby, probably can't pass a background check. He can't buy a house, and he can't afford an apartment because he doesn't have first, last, and a double deposit.
Or does, and neither does their income afford them the opportunity to put down those deposits for lights and water and to get, to acquire a single family or individual rental. Excuse me. So that's why this model is so lucrative. And it's beneficial because it benefits the individual to not have to worry about the utilities. But they can just, they can. So
Cheryl, you a one-stop shop. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Okay. There's no utility cost. It's all tied into the bed fee.
So Miss Genesis, or I'm not saying Miss because I'm not sure, but Genesis AI Academy from Maryland.
That's Alicia.
Does Genesis AI Academy?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's Alicia and Bob.
Perfect. So does that make sense? Because they said 2 areas. So that means they have rental property, which will lead me to my next point, because somebody also asked that. Well, Derek, how far away can you be from it? Now, under my coaching, I would love it that if you are within 45 minutes of it, not in a different state, not in a different city, unless the city is real close. Right. Well, I tell you what, let me not say that. I have multiple ILFs in other cities, but they're all within 45 minutes of me. In fact, my largest mansion, ILF, is probably 50 minutes, 55 with traffic. But watch this. It's my most well-behaved and the most people in it. That ILF can house up to 15 people if I want to. It's that big, y'all. But we usually max out somewhere between 11 and maybe 12 every now and again when we're doing a 30-day emergency bed, maybe. But 9 to 11 people is what that house ranges. Correct. And they're all independent. They cook their own bologna sandwich. They take their own medications, and they provide their own transportation, which makes this an independent living facility. Back on you, Shay.
Yeah. So more questions coming in the chat. Do you take clients that have a sex offender and SO?
The way I like to answer that is that everybody deserves an interview. So every call is case by case. Watch this. One of my best clients to date was a sexual offender. Let me give you some coaching, though, because when most of y'all hear that, you go, oh, my God, what did he do? Most of us, when we hear that, we're thinking of a 55-year-old male that assaulted a 6-year-old girl.
And be careful with your words.
This guy, right, because of YouTube.
Yeah.
This guy, my guy, he was on a construction site. couldn't make it to the bathroom, went to the side of the building, urinated. Because a little girl saw this with her mom 30 feet away, and said, Mom, look at that guy. Don't you know they came and arrested this dude and forever stamped with the sexual offender label?
Yeah.
Guys, he's one of the best clients I've ever had.
Very honest,
In
very
fact,
open.
I'm going to call him Mr. M just to keep him private. Mr. M was the first client ever in life I allowed to write me a check. This population, I don't want your check. I want a direct deposit, or like Mr. Green said, cash money.
Oh, Lord.
And I'll admit, I don't want your cash either, to be honest with you, because we got a system that takes all of our payments automatically. It takes it right out of their account on the 1st or the 3rd. Is that good, everybody? Like, is this making sense?
Yeah.
I like y'all questions because it's driving me to coach y'all. I actually like that. Shay, back on you.
All right. What's a good amount? So go back to full screen. Let them see your face.
Let's do it.
All right. What's a good amount of people to start with for people just beginning?
Meaning in the house?
Yeah.
My favorite model is the 4-bed, 2-bath. So that can be either 8 people because we're putting 2 people per room, or 4 people if the money is right, meaning the rent or mortgage is low enough. Some of you guys, like prime example, I have a 4-bed, 2-bath that's $1,800. Guys, that's really low actually.
Very.
I got some high properties and some low ones. I can do a model in there where everybody gets their own room, and I only got 4 people, which I'll admit is one of my favorite. But my favorite is the 4-bed, 2-bath. And instead of doing 8 people, I got 2 rooms with 2 people each. 2 rooms that are private. Correct. So it's only 6 people. That's my favorite model. But for just to answer your question, when you're first starting out, especially if you're going to rent or lease the place, as your coach and your new big brother, I want you to maximize your profit. I want you to put 8 people in there.
If possible.
The guy that would be sleeping behind the dumpster, the lady that would be on the street, I want you to change their life and put them all in one place. Because if the square footage is right, I want 2 people in every room. I don't want you trying to do one person, because maybe if you're renting or leasing, the numbers won't make sense. Remember, one of my first rules, other than turning yourself into a business, is the math has got to math.
Yeah.
I don't want you running a shelter. I want you to be running a program and being paid for the great work that you're doing. Make sense?
Yeah, I love it.
Back on you, Shay.
All right. So Genesis Academy says, how do you avoid the homes getting rats and roaches after people are living there?
We be proactive.
Correct.
Versus reactive. Reactive means that I'm going to go spray the roach spray once I see a roach. Proactive means the day I move in it, and I'm going to give you the chemical to buy. Oh, I'm such a great coach. I'm going to give you the chemical to buy so nothing comes in there. And even if it does, it's treated. Because the difference between us, all of us, and that nasty lady that did that, she said, Derek, I don't care about no rats and roaches. They either live in here or they live on the street. That's the wrong mentality. So we do that by pest control and by being proactive.
You have
and watch
to be,
this.
yeah.
I've taken a lot of people that move in from different places of the world. And I teach this really deeply in the masterclass, but I'll just give it here now. And just so that it doesn't look like you're picking on JoJo or Mr. Marcus or Miss Sharon, we make everybody, especially if they come with like duffel bags of clothes, you got to wash all of that stuff, bro, before you move in here. So our protocol is when you move in and you got suitcases of clothing, we got to wash this stuff. Because I don't know where you been in the woods. Now, I'll admit, when I first kind of got into it, I only did this for people that came from the woods. Because not because you're nasty and your place is nasty, but when you moved in Jose, you didn't know it. But Jose was living in the woods for like 2 months, and a little mouse crawled in his book bag, and the mouse got pregnant. When you move Jose in, the mouse had babies. Now you got a problem. You're not nasty. You're not grimy. You just moved in a guy that had this stuff. So we got a protocol today, especially if they look like it's going to be, you know, like it's a little rough. Hey, sir. Hey, ma'am. Before you move in the second chance to keep all of us safe, protocol says that we're going to wash all of your stuff on me. I'm going to give you the pies to throw in the washing machine. And we're going to wash all your stuff to give it a clean, fresh smell and to start you out fresh. On me, sir. They love that actually.
Yeah.
Nobody fights that. And that's how we kind of stop.
And let me tell you what's
Makes
fun.
sense, y'all?
What we've actually started doing too is we buy the detergent and cleaning supplies in bulk. So prime example, we're not running back and forth to the store trying to get stuff. There's
in fact, it's time for me to get another 5 gallon of the.
We'll do it because we'll be up that way tomorrow.
$16 from Amazon when that whole thing where it cost me $25 for a 5 gallon.
Well, remember, we'll be in that area on Monday and Tuesday, so we can go. So you can meet them.
Can we drop that air too?
Yeah, it's already at 70 degrees. Jeez, Derek is so hot blooded.
Shay made me put on my sweater today.
I didn't make him do nothing,
so
y'all.
I'm a little hot.
But no, so go back to in regards to the detergent. So we actually have a supplier here locally, and I'm actually going to share it because they do ship. I'm not sure if it'll be cost effective for y'all, but they do ship and they deliver. And I get $25 for 5 gallon tubs of concentrated detergent, fabric softener, cleaning supplies, all of that stuff. Bleach,
Fabulosa, Pine Sol.
And even the beads. I'm gonna get beads this time too. Beads. So like the scent beads. So that's what we do. We keep them. I keep them in my ILF. One of my ladies knows how to refill. All of my ladies get a little half a gallon jug, and they can fill up their jug for their laundry detergent, dishwashing liquid. All of that stuff is in there. So I love that because it gives them a little extra money, right? So that they're not having to purchase these things outside of, with their limited income. So I try to alleviate whatever I possibly can and throw that into my monthly bed fee. So that's something that I can add. Hey, detergent is available for the house. Different things like that are available for the house, so they don't have to spend their limited income on those items.
Good stuff. Good stuff. A lot of people are enjoying the coaching today, so I appreciate you guys. So keep the questions going. As you guys know that they usually cut me off at about an hour, so she looks like she's having a good time today. So
no, we close.
Y'all better hurry, but before they kick me off of here.
The reason why we're doing this is because our accountant and our team has told us that we spend way too much time doing lives and we give a lot of information. My goodness. And they want to make sure that we're limiting our time and giving you guys enough information to digest and walk away with.
In other words, not fire hosing you guys, right? So not that we give so much. I'm going to live my life like that. I'm going to divulge information. But we don't want to water hose you. And also, we do a lot of speaking engagements now. So last year, guys, we did so many speaking engagements that my voice was, and that's one of the main reasons. Yeah. In fact, my team's searching an insurance now that covers my voice. So if I can't go speak somewhere and somebody wrote me a $500,000 check, and I sound like this, they still cut the check.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason. So let's go back, answer a couple more questions. I got to pay a few more bills and we'll keep it going.
All right. So Jermaine, we'll put that in the group because I don't even know the name of it. What's the name of the stuff you spray for the pest control? We'll have to send you the link. And then it says, do you charge for the supplies? I don't. I don't.
Do we charge the tenants? No, that's on us.
Again, it's a part of their moving.
I expect for that place to be clean. Yeah. So I'm going to supply everything they need, meaning the broom, dustpan, mop, cleaning supplies. That's on us. That's on you. Because guys, I run a tight ship and I don't play the radio when it comes to keeping my places clean. So I don't want no excuses. Right? So that's one of my rules, to live at second chance.
Correct.
You must be willing to clean up after yourself and keep the environment clean, because we don't want roaches and rats.
Correct.
We want the opposite of what I saw 9 years ago. Yeah. Make sense, everybody?
Yeah. So like, even for me, what I'm going to be doing this year, and it's not that it's needed, but because I have a few people moving out the end of this month and preparing to fill 2 new beds. Like Derek said, having supplies and all that stuff is great. But what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to be filling the house with people that have never lived in my ILF before, but I've got a group of women that have been there for a long time. I'm actually going to incorporate a whiteboard in the common area that tells them the details. Like, I want bathrooms cleaned on a specific day. I want the floors swept and mopped on specific days. And those are going to be like my expectation, house cleaning expectation board, because I know the residents I have right now. But when I have my move outs at the end of the month, I want to make sure that the people that are coming in know exactly what the expectations are for the house. So it's always about setting expectations and
Yeah.
also letting them know that the supplies that they need to maintain this list are available to them. So that's how this works. I'm actually going to record my room turnover when at the end of the month when I have my move outs, so that you all can see what it looks like, what goes into that, what I do, and how my ladies, like literally my ladies that have been with me for a while, how they chip right in and help me turn rooms and get them ready for the next set of residents.
I love that. You actually got that stuff on video.
Yeah, I love it. I so love it because they're so welcoming, like they're ready for new faces, right? They're like, okay, so who's coming? Okay, so how can we help? And they're just ready to dive in. So again, that's to answer that question about supplies. The next question.
I actually want you to talk about what's on screen just for 2 seconds, and I want to jump back in the chat. Can you tell them from a nonprofit standpoint, what are some of the things that you add to your program just to show the love of God to people?
Yeah, so every year we have our annual spa day, which this last year was sponsored by Walmart. We had a hairstylist come do haircuts and styles for my ladies. And then I also had a massage therapist come last year, and do massages. They had chair massages. The food was sponsored by Olive Garden. And that is something that I implement once a year, where I just pour into the ladies. I have different people come in and render services that they may have never received or had before. So I love doing that. It's a time for me, my board of directors, to go into the home together, sit down, talk, laugh, have fun with the ladies, and just show them that they're a part of family. So we're going to actually try to do something this year, at least twice a year. If it's not, it's going to be the spa day, but it'll also be like a meal with the board. I want to implement that, or a barbecue with the board, because we have a beautiful backyard space, barbecue with the board. So I think I'm going to do that this year so that we can just do certain things, have fun, play games with them. And just include them in other activities. So those are some of the things that I do as the Angela Denise Foundation. And I just put in for grants. I tell people what I'm doing and they sponsor it. Like this year, it was super powerful that I woke up the other morning and it was a small donation, but it shows consistency.
Yeah.
The power of consistency. So what we've done in the past, I think we started it about 3 years ago, where we have a list of almost every restaurant in Orlando within, I think, like a 25 or 30-mile radius of our office. And my team sends emails out. They send out text messages saying, hey, you're a local partner. We'll love for you to partner with us. And out of the blue, an Indian restaurant actually just like at 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't know what the owner was doing, but they must have saw something online and they made a donation. And it was just like, wow, like out of the blue. So consistency. So that's just something I wanted to drop. I know that I took a pig trail, but I want you to know that consistency. Like it took me 3 years of consistent contact with this organization for them to donate. And it wasn't a huge donation, but it was something. And that was beneficial because it shows that my marketing is reaching who it needs to reach. So, and that played a part in the spa day. So super grateful for that. So Derek, back to the question.
So I got one plugged up here. So what if two roommates don't get along? What are the rights to removing someone? So the same as my regular rental properties. So just because this is a housing program or an ILF, no difference. If Tyrone don't follow my rules or pay that rent, out. Now, lucky for us, because the verbiage we use, the paperwork they sign, 90 to 95% of the time, when I say it's time to go, they go.
Yeah.
But you got 5% that's going to be a knucklehead. He going to say, Alicia, I ain't leaving here. You got to evict me and go through the court, Alicia. I ain't leaving. Now, that guy, we got to go through the regular, normal process. But I'll admit, guys, and I'm knocking on wood right now, we've never had to do that with the ILF shared housing model. Like, they just leave. And I can make, most of y'all that's new to me, have you noticed how loud I am? How animated I am? Guys, I can make it look like I'm going to tear the room up. But I ain't going to do nothing because today I got too much to lose. Now, back when I first started, man, I picked these.
No.
Today, everything's pinned.
Didn't I tell you ghetto? I told y'all
paperwork. So I always give y'all the raunchy version. Shay gonna always keep us clean, but no different, Alicia and Bobby, when Tyrone or Jose is not following the rules that I give y'all. Because under my coaching, rules 1 through 10, and I can just summarize them. Take your medications every day, pay your rent on time, all the time, and early if you have the ability. Don't destroy property in here. Don't fight nobody that lives here or third-party company that comes in to render services. No drugs and alcohol. And if you can do that, you can stay here till you're 155 years old, Bobby. Yeah. And that's what I tell everybody. So that's my intro to these guys. Can you come here and not do drugs and alcohol? Will you not sneak your girlfriend and your pit bull in the 3 Publix through the window at night? Will you pay your rent all the time, on time, and early if you can? And will you not fight nobody and punch a hole in my flat screen TV?
Correct. Yeah.
Tyrone, if you can do that, bro, you got a place to live for the rest of your life. Because watch this, y'all. Most people that come to you, let me be careful how I word this, because I love giving percentages too. 60% of the people you move in will be using you as a stepping stone to where they're going.
Correct.
They only need you till they get their girlfriend back. They only need you until they get back with the husband or the grandmother allows him to move back in.
Right.
That other 40%, they have nowhere to go. You are their only option.
Yeah, you are the
So meaning years ago when I started this, I got some of the same guys today.
Yeah.
From day one. Now, most of y'all have heard me talk about Lewis. Lewis was probably number 3 or 4th client. Lewis literally just moved out probably 3 months ago, got his own apartment. And y'all, I'll admit, it broke my heart.
But it was exciting.
That's the goal of it. Even though it didn't take him 6 months, 2 years, Lewis stayed with me for 6, 7 years and finally lived the dream that he always wanted to have his own apartment, 1 bed, 1 bath, and to lose 60 pounds before he do it.
Yeah.
He did both of those goals under our program.
That's powerful.
So that's the goal. And I was honest, it broke my heart when he graduated. He didn't move out.
Yeah. So
Tamika, you thought he moved out? No, we call that graduation.
Yeah. Yeah.
He completed his goal. Back on you.
I want to add this, right? Because I want to add to this question as well. A lot of the being able to facilitate the roommate aspect is going to also play a part in your assessment. This is why I tell people when you're starting an independent living facility or a housing program, you want to be hands-on as possible, because that way you get to know the personalities of the individuals that you're housing. So when you're out there doing your assessments, when you're out there, talking to individuals that are potential move-ins, you're letting them, like, you're kind of assessing them based on the roommate. So now you're going to say, okay, well, Nicole is a little bit on the messier side. She's not nasty. She's just messy. This person seems to have OCD. That's not going to work, because that's going to throw that person off. Who else can I partner this person with? So you're going to look at those intricacies. You're going to ask the questions necessary, and your assessment, the base of your assessment is going to stay the same, but there are going to be little things that when you're assessing an individual that may trigger you, you can say, oh, you know what? No, that Nicole's room is available. I do have an extra bed in that room. Let me talk to Nicole and say, Nicole, you know what? We have a potential move in. And before I make this person your roommate, do you want to go in a room with such and such who's been here longer? You've already have some form of a relationship because y'all both been in the house for 7 months.
That's it. Give them a choice.
Right? So now you give that person that's there already the choice to go and relocate within the home to where they'll be comfortable, because they've already been sharing some form of the space with that individual. And that's ILF Mastery Blueprint coaching. So I'm sorry, y'all. I let the cat out the bag.
I hope y'all taking notes. Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Hey, what's going on, family? Please make sure that you watch our webinar, which is the first step to getting started. So just text the phrase "more info" MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Don't type it in the chat. Don't put it below. Text it to that phone number. That way you get that free webinar, but also it leads to a discovery call with me and my team to see how we can get you started. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Show me anything else to where you can make such an impact in your community, serve God, but also make a bunch of money doing it. We don't hide that. We want to make a lot of money doing what this is so that we can extend our hand in the community and continue to be the answer to affordable housing. Text more info to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's get back to the show.
All right, Derek,
All right,
back to
we're
the
back.
questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Rapid fire. You good?
Rapid fire, I'm ready.
All right. Are the houses co-ed or do men and women get housed separately?
I personally do not do co-ed. I house men, Shay houses the women. Now, we do coach people that love co-ed. In fact, my late brother that passed away about 2 years ago and who I started this with, he believed that co-ed brought balance. So some people love it. I actually don't. And if I do co-ed, it's going to be older people usually. So it works for some people hate it.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with it though. Shay?
When is the next class? My husband and I are very interested to start and learn this business.
Good stuff. So the next class probably, we're live 7 days a week here, but can I let the secret out?
Yeah.
There's a super affiliate that's a part of Forston Consultants. Her name is Tiffany Richardson. She's literally throwing an event January 31st, and Shay and I are speaking. She literally is using her affiliate link. Remember, guys, we have an affiliate for everything we do. Watch this, y'all. We pay 40% of whatever you sell. I got packages that are 20 grand, 7,500, and 997. Guys, can somebody put in the chat what's 40% of my $20,000 package?
Listen.
What's 40% of my $7,500 package? Tiffany Richardson is so smart. She's using her affiliate link and throwing a whole event. She's doing the event. She got the venue, and we're the speakers. And we want to show y'all how to do that. If you are under my one-on-one coaching, or if you just want to be an affiliate and get 30, 40 people in a room and bring Shay and I, we'll come. And what's cool about it, we're going to use your affiliate link. So at the end of that presentation, when I do make my pitch, I don't hide that. She's going to get 40% of that, meaning she's going to make a bunch of money.
Yeah, she already did the
We're
last
going to help
time.
a bunch of people. So the affiliate, guys, is a win-win-win situation. You refer somebody to us, we pay you 40%. You win because you made money and have to do no work. I win because I gain a new customer. And the client wins because they're now going to get the game of what this is.
So when is the next event?
So anyway, January 31st, Jacksonville, Florida. In fact, they got a thing down here somewhere. Where is it? Where's the theme?
I don't see it. I'm not in that.
Let me see.
If you find
January
it, go for it.
31st in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm going to find this phone number to give you guys here in a minute. But I want to see you guys in Jacksonville. And it's like, because also, guys, normally this will go through our system, our prompts. Guys, it's all on her. And because she's under our coaching, remember, we give her the software system that tells y'all kind of where to go to do this.
Yeah.
But Jacksonville, Florida is somewhere that we're going back to. And I'll admit, we never go back to the same city. But because Tiffany is being an affiliate at a really smart level, she's going to get probably 30, 40, 50 people in the room that want to know what this is and going to bring me and Shay to come and splatter it. So to answer your question, that's the next one. And my team is also planning another masterclass. But you probably didn't know, I got a Facebook group that's free. But what's better than that, I have an ILF Academy Elite that's only $5 a month. Inside that group is the masterclass that I taught not even, 4 weeks ago? I taught for 3 hours and 58 minutes. So everybody under the sound of my voice, now unless you're going to get the one-on-one coaching, you don't need this. But everybody else needs to be in that $5 group. Let's take a quick commercial break. I'm going to find that information and I'll be right back.
Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my masterclass that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there.
Oh, we are back. We are back. And watch this, y'all.
Hey, David, did you know that we were coming to Jacksonville, Florida for another live event teaching the independent living facility model? Yeah, I heard that. I saw a girl posting that in that ILF Academy group that you got. I saw her put a post about it. I just didn't really know that that was actually y'all. Yep, that's actually a live event that we're speaking at. Tiffany Richardson, who's actually a super affiliate at Forston Consultants, she planned this whole event. She marketed it, she planned it, and her only job was to bring Shay and I to Jacksonville to talk about it. So she's gathering 30 to 40 to probably 50 people that want to know how to do the independent living facility model, and we're going to bring it to Jacksonville, Florida, January 31st. David, make sure you don't miss it. Well, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to bring my girlfriend with me, too, because I think this is something that we can do together.
All right, we are back. You guys enjoy David and Dennis.
That is so funny.
Y'all pray for David. He's a knucklehead, but he's still getting you the information. So did you guys see that number that was on screen? Shay, did you catch that number?
Yes, I have it.
Perfect.
It is. So you're going to text the word chat and the and sign chew, chat and chew to the number 904-664-6692. Again, that number is 904-664-6692. And you're going to put the word chat, and I'm going to put it in. I'm going to actually post it. Jen, if you can actually create a lower third. Yep. And make sure that chat and chew is like one word. It's all it's a run-on sentence. It's like a run-on sentence, no spaces. Chat and chew. I'm actually going to test this because I think she has it done another way as well. So give me a second. Read out that number for me, Derek.
904-664-6692. So if you guys text chat and chew to that number, you're going to get the information for the January 31st event. And I'll admit again, guys, we didn't plan on having an event in January. But because Tiffany's being really smart about how she's being an affiliate, she's going beyond just posting on Facebook. She's actually throwing an event. So imagine a club promoter that brings in your favorite artists. So I don't know who y'all like. Do y'all like, I don't know, LL Cool J, Rick Ross? I don't know. I don't even do music. But imagine that. It's like them bringing the artist to town. You come. That's what she's doing. And guys, she's making money from it. That's the cool part about it, because we pay 40%, and that's crazy. But we did that to help you guys out and also to make it a win-win situation.
Yeah.
So just to make sure that we're still on cue with everything that we're doing here, we're going to shut down in about 7 more minutes. I'll take 3 more questions, and I want to make sure that you guys know about our $5 group by texting the word 5 to 407-326-0086. Join us 7 days a week right here on our YouTube channel. Become my friend on Facebook. I want to see 55 friend requests on my Facebook page. So please become my friend at Derek Forston. I want you guys to follow the Angela Denise Foundation. That's where Shay is and where she does all of her great work. And then promise me that y'all won't do it like this, what you see on screen. So not my TikTok people, because y'all can see the good stuff. But if you on YouTube, just promise me that we won't do it like this.
Exactly.
Because my new people that just joined, you missed this earlier, but very short. I'll do this in 13 seconds. God showed me a lady that was making 41 grand a month, housing people in rats and roaches. We teach you guys to do the opposite. What you see on screen on YouTube is the wrong way. This is the way it should look. So again, I want everybody to also visit ForstonConsultants.com to see all of our coaching packages. But I tell everybody, don't you buy nothing from me until you watch the original webinar by texting more info
to 407
326-0086. And then if nothing else, join that $5 group. I'm getting so many compliments about the masterclass that's in there. Because if you realize it, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of information.
Yeah.
And guys, I taught 2 minutes from 4 hours? It was 2 hours and 58 minutes that I taught that only my one-on-one people would get. Guys, spend $5 and save your life. If you've been trying to get into real estate, you love God, and you like helping people, this is it.
Yeah.
Show me anything else other than you going to start your own church, hiring a band, playing music, singing, and preaching to people. Show me anything else to where you can show the love of God, help people, be respected by the community. And then my favorite, I want you to make so much money to be able to feed your family and build the kingdom of God. Be the biggest giver in your community, the biggest giver in your family, the biggest giver in your church. That's been a prayer of mine all my life. And I thought younger that God was going to let me hit the lottery. But when he showed me this housing model, I felt like I hit the lottery.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to do all of that stuff. So I'm done there, Shay. Give your last salutations or anything else we need.
So
and let's get these people out here
you
on
want to do
this
the
Saturday.
last 3 questions and be done?
I sure
Rapid
do.
fire?
Yep, I sure do.
Okay, so do you ever increase the cost of the stay after they've been there a while?
I do. Last year, in fact, my guys got it. No, not last year. The year before last, I raised everybody's rents. What it was like $40, and they cried. And I said, guys, 2 years I'm gonna lock it in. I won't change it yearly, and they all celebrated and got happy. So yes, because when my rent goes up, my landlords are greedy. Your rent got to go up. So this is no different from regular real estate, y'all. We just gonna keep it affordable. But remember, because we're housing multiple people in one asset, it makes sense. All of you people that thought about and dreamed of multifamily, and Shay got a story about that. Guys, this is multifamily real estate with one building. My buddy owns an 8-plex unit in Houston, Texas. 8 units. It is no different from me with my 4-bed, 2-bath, because I'm also housing 8 people. And so is he.
Boom.
My overhead was lower, and I make just as much, if not more money than he does, and also a bigger impact in my community. Next question.
Do you have cameras in all of the houses?
Absolutely. We believe in keeping it safe, never in the bedrooms, only in the common areas, right? Kitchen, living room, right? Hallway, exit, entry. And I want my cameras to move. No still cameras, motion sensitive cameras. That means, Miss Monet, when my guy stands up and walk to the kitchen, so does my camera.
It don't stand up.
Because guess what happens? Years ago when I started and got the camera that only did this. When the fight happens over here and nobody sees it, and then they call 911, they're going to say, Mr. Derrick, I got a camera system in here, and you're going to show them the camera. My camera missed it because it didn't move. So every bad thing that's ever happened to me, we changed it so that you guys can be perfect.
Yep.
Next question.
Is this through vouchers?
No. Most of my people are paying me through SSI, SSDI, or their job at McDonald's, Walmart, or Burger King. Next question.
The next question
is,
good
at this rapid fire.
Not really. You hire a house manager with multiple houses to run?
You go a quicker answer because you said I wasn't doing good. No. And my rule is, watch this. The moment you call Tyrone the house manager, he wants a free pack of cigarettes every day, and you got to buy it. He wants you to cut his rent in half, and he going to be the one that break all the rules, drink beer, do drugs, and bring his girlfriend at 2 o'clock in the morning because you gave him a title. We never give a title. But watch this, because here goes some good coaching. Every one of my houses actually has a house manager. He just doesn't have the title. Oh, this is some good coaching, Shay.
I ain't saying nothing.
She ain't gonna give me credit, y'all. Y'all will. I live with her. She's not impressed. She lived with this genius.
Crazy.
She's not impressed.
He's like Mozart. You know, Mozart and all of your big musicians they're a little touched.
Hey,
that's him.
Guys, it's just that I've been through everything y'all can imagine, even the things you can't think of. Guys, I've been there. The good, the bad, the ugly, people passing away in the house. Guys, I done seen it all. You will not go through nothing and call me and say, Derrick, you won't believe what happened to me today. Yes, I will. Tell me about it. You will go through nothing that I haven't seen. That's why, again, we're the best at it, and we trademarked it. Shay?
Boom. So with that being said, we've got the information for the chat and chew back up on the screen.
Good stuff.
If you are interested, join us in Jacksonville. Thank you. Huge shout out to Tiffany Richardson for putting this all together. Usually it's me having to do all this heavy lifting, but now
This feel good just
it
to
does.
show up.
Just to show up. You said you wanted to do
Can
that.
y'all do that more often? Like, I'm encouraging y'all, if you can get 40 to 50 people in a room, we'll use your affiliate link and I'll let you get paid from all my sales.
Here's what I'll do. If
Just
you're
let
an
me show
affiliate,
up.
let me do this.
I love it.
I'm actually going to send out a text message to all affiliates, and I'm actually going to do a live on what this looks like and how you can do it, and teach the affiliates how to book an event, schedule an event along with us, letting us know time, place, location, all of that, so that we can get there and be there and show you what that process looks like. Tiffany is, of course, the first one, second one doing it, because Katara did it last year. Tiffany also did it last year, and we're doing it again this year with Tiffany kicking off the year. And her goal is to do it quarterly.
Yeah.
So this is something that you can do. Let us know how you want to do it, when you want to do it. We'll help you put it together. All of the back end stuff is already created. So if you're using Digital Flow Solutions, we literally just move all of that stuff into your account so that you now have access to the website, the booking pages, so that you can sell the tickets for your event, and all of the stuff that you need to gain interest for your event. So again, I'll do a training on that.
Let's do it.
I'm also going to do another training inside the ILF Academy Elite on how to structure your goals. A lot of times people feel like they're not moving forward in what they're doing as an ILF owner and operator. So I want to do something on SMART goals and just help entrepreneurs, as you all are, stay focused, how to write out your goal, how to kind of navigate the goal process. Because a lot of people, so many very big voices that Derek and I listen to, they shy away from goal setting. And the reason being, and Derek talked about this last night with his sister, the reason being is because most people, one, don't know how to effectively write out a plan to achieve a goal. And the second thing is, most people, that when they don't achieve a goal, they feel like they failed and they never rebound. So the goal for me in this is to make sure that you all are educated enough on knowing how to create a true goal, not just this big thing that you're trying to, like this big elaborate process that you're trying to do or create, without having it itemized and broken down into smart, attainable action steps to achieve the outcome. So that's what we're going to do this year. I mean, probably next month. I'm not going to say this year, next month. We are going to do it next month. And some other stuff that we're going to be doing, because this is not only just the ILF, it's a business. So our goal this year is to kind of really encourage you all and give you business acumen, right? Educate you as entrepreneurs. A lot of times people, we've worked in our jobs, but we've never really ran a business and don't know the ebbs and flows of business and how to navigate through them when you're in the mountaintops and when you're in the valley. So that's what we're going to be discussing and teaching on a lot this year as well. So Derek,
can you jump in really quickly? Somebody asked a question about this picture. What is this, and how in the world did you get so many social workers to show up at one time?
The same way T Sims did. It's called an open house. And I know T
is that Miss T right there? Is that our T, or that's a different T?
I believe it's T.
T, is that you that said thank you, Derek and Shay?
Yeah.
So I want to shout her out on what she did this weekend.
Yeah. So it's an open house. What you do is when you're preparing to open that house, or you have that house open, you're gonna market. You're gonna do it just like you're selling real estate. Invite people to an open house, case managers and social workers, not potential residents. Okay. You're going to do case managers, social workers, other organizations, nonprofits, other people in the community that deal with the housing issues, so that they can see what you're doing, who you are, and see the concept. So that way they're more apt to saying, you know what, I liked what I saw, and I'm going to go ahead and start utilizing this individual. And that's how you build your community partners. And that's what you do. So this is a whole bunch of case managers and social workers from a particular hospital here in Orlando.
There were 17 social workers in this picture, and I think 9 of them still didn't make the picture.
Correct.
So before you finish, can you imagine having 17 plus 9 social workers come and look at your place? Talk about the system you use to even to get them there.
So Digital Flow Solutions is what I use to make sure that like the invitations are being sent out, email campaigns, text message reminders, RSVPs so they can reserve their spot. What we did is we did it on we did it in groups. So I had 5 groups because it was all of that whole organization that has a number of hospitals around the city of Orlando. And they literally just put in a time slot and how many people would come at that particular time. So it was definitely a few droves of people that came in to view the space. And we did that through Digital Flow Solutions, which is my CRM system. It's all things that help. It's the back end that helps run and keep my ILF organized, my nonprofit organized. All of the information that I need is housed in Digital Flow Solutions, and it allows me to keep connected to the case managers, social workers, and my residents. So prime example, if I have mass messaging that I need to send out to if my board or somebody needs to send out a mass message to all of my residents, they can go in Digital Flow Solutions and send out a mass text message that says, hey, plumber's coming tomorrow at 10 a.m. Or whatever information they need. Hey, be prepared. We're going to go through a fire safety drill next Wednesday. Whatever it is that we're doing, that is what how we're able to communicate it and see it so that it's stored, it's saved. And that's what we use. It's called Digital Flow Solutions.
All right. And with that being said, guys, thank y'all so much again for joining us today. You got a ton of choices of where you could have been, but you decided to be here with us, and we appreciate that. Let me leave you with this one thing, right? Because a lot of you guys are thinking about getting started. And let me just tell you that procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to act on. So most of y'all been praying for something just like this. And it's no coincidence that God put you in front of my big mouth, right? So I'm your new big brother. Mm-hmm. That's your new sister. And I want all of y'all to start out by watching the webinar. That's your first step, because every question in your head right now either got answered today or it's going to be through that webinar. So Jennifer, one more time, if you can put on that screen for them to text these 2 words only, more info, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Because again, that's the first step. And then in my opinion, I still don't want you to just go off and buy a class or a course from me.
Right.
I want you to join that $5 group. And I want you to watch the master class that's in it. So when you get that $5 group by texting the word 5 to that same phone number, 407-326-0086, click the tab that says learning, because that's what's going to lead you to that master class. Then after you watch that, I say make a decision. Do you come in DIY? Do you come in one-on-one?
Right.
Or do you come into our collective where we learn and grow together? So those are going to be those few choices. I'm going to take just one more break, and we'll be right back to close you guys out and pray you guys into your next destiny, which is probably real estate and helping people.
If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these 2 words, more info, to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life. Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go.
All right, we are back, and again, thank y'all so much. We appreciate it, and I'm going to get you guys out of here. So don't forget, let's move at the speed of instruction. And last but not least, while I'm praying you guys out, if you appreciated this room and what we shared today, we don't beg anybody for nothing really, but one thing. I do beg for Google reviews. I don't beg for you to buy my coaching, for you to join us on YouTube. I'm glad you're here, but I'll beg for this one. So this just also lets other people know that you enjoyed it, because a lot of people won't buy anything or join anything before reading Google reviews.
Yeah.
And when you get there, you're going to see we got hundreds of them. And all of them, probably except one, are 5-star. So one more time, thank y'all so much. And if you guys can take 2 minutes out your day, I would love if 25 of y'all can leave us a 5-star review to also help encourage somebody else to get started, but also let it be your first step of faith that you're going to say, God, you know what? I'm going to leave a Google review and I'm going to get started, and Derek going to be my big brother.
That part.
Because we believe that through God and our coaching, we're going to change your life. So without anything else being said, Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown today. Thank you for giving Shay and I the ability to just give this information that you gave us. And God, even though we got it through trial and error, that was the route you gave us. Yes. God, thank you that you're going to make the way easy for these people. In fact, God, my prayer is that God make it easy and make them rich and add no sorrow. God, give them the mind of Christ and an able body to do what you've already called them to do. God, most of these people found me because you sent them here for such a time as this, and no devil in hell will stop it. Nobody in the city, no family member, no friend, no hater, or no doubter. God, if you be for us, who in the world can be against us? So God, we thank you in advance for what you're going to do in the lives of these people. Yes. God, you already did it for Shay and I. So God, make the way easy for these people. And one more time, let nothing stop it. God, we thank you for relationship. We thank you for the real estate. We thank you for people that they haven't even met yet that would be a part of this journey. God, I ask you on the behalf of these people that you would remove the knuckleheads. You will remove anybody that's not supposed to be a part of this destiny for them. But God, also bring about the right people.
Yes.
God, this takes a team. It takes the right people. And God, I want you to do that for these people. And God, one more time, we give you the glory. We give you the honor. And God, we give you all the praise, because God, without you, this is all baloney. But God, with you, this thing is genius. So God, give these people the right words to say. Give them the right people to say it to.
Yes.
And Father God, make the way easy for them to get the coaching. God, I don't want them to do this alone. I want them to go through us because you gave it to us. And because you're involved in it, that spells success. And success leaves clues. So Father God, I thank you. I thank you. And one more time, God, I thank you on the behalf of these people. Because remember, God, you did it for us. Continue to expand Shay and I. Make us the best coaches and the consultants that we can be. In fact, God, Shay and I, we decrease so that you can increase inside of us. Let it be none of Derek, none of Shay, but God, all of you. And when these people are successful, we'll be ever so careful to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise, and we'll give you credit for it. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all we could ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in your family and within your business. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
If you believe that, say amen.
Amen.
Amen. And amen. You guys be great, and we'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, just like always. Nothing changes with us. So if you believe that, say amen, and we'll see you guys next time. Don't wait to be great. Love somebody today and do something for somebody today that has no way to pay you back. Be blessed.
Hey, David, did you know that we were coming to Jacksonville, Florida for another live event teaching the independent living facility model?
Yeah, I heard that. I saw a girl posting that in that ILF Academy group that you got. I saw her put a post about it. I just didn't really know that that was actually y'all.
Yep, that's actually a live event that we're speaking at. Tiffany Richardson, who's actually a super affiliate at Forston Consultants, she planned this whole event. She marketed it, she planned it, and her only job was to bring Shay and I to Jacksonville to talk about it. So she's gathering 30 to 40 to probably 50 people that want to know how to do the independent living facility model, and we're going to bring it to Jacksonville, Florida, January 31st. David, make sure you don't miss it.
Well, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to bring my girlfriend with me, too, because I think this is something that we can do together. Hey, Dennis, I was watching one of your replays on your YouTube channel, you know, over there at Forston Consultants, and you said something about paying us as an affiliate if we refer somebody to y'all and they get the coaching, you will pay me. Like, what does that mean?
David, do you listen or understand anything we talk about? And yes, that's true. We'll literally pay you for using your affiliate link that if you drive somebody to us for the coaching and they get it, we pay you 40%. We started that last year. Not sure how long Derek could continue to do that, but David, get in now. Text the word affiliate to 407-326-0086. Fill out the information and you're in. It's that easy.
Wow, man. That's a heck of a deal. Because basically you telling me if I refer somebody to you for your one-on-one coaching, you're going to give me 40% of that. Dennis, would you happen to have like a list of things that, you did wrong in the beginning when you first started your independent living facility? Like what kind of mistakes that you made?
David, that's actually a great question, right? Even coming from you. I wrote a book that's entitled How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And in fact, David, it's the 12 dumbest mistakes that are ever made. And because I didn't want other people to make them, I put it in a book. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's again, forstonconsultants.com and check it out. That's where you can find all of our ebooks, all of our coaching, and more information about live events.
Well, I'm going to just have to do that then because that sounds like a good starting point to me. And then I'm going to come to y'all Jacksonville 31st event. I need to be live around y'all too.
That's fine, David, but can I ask what's up with the hat and the sweat across the neck? Like, what's that all about?
So, Dennis, in your professional opinion, since you trademarked the ILF, which is the best population or probably which is the easiest population to serve when I want to get started with my ILF?
Well, if you're asking me my personal opinion, I love the elderly adults and military veterans. They're super independent. They don't usually need much from you. And again, they're just easier. People that are more settled in life, meaning age-wise, they just typically are a little bit easier than your younger crew. So, but I always tell people also, right, choose your population by what your community is dictating. Where I live at in Orlando, Florida, it screams for military veterans and elderly adults, which just so happens to be my...
Dennis, would you happen to have like a list of things that, you did wrong in the beginning when you first started your independent living facility? Like what kind of mistakes that you made?
David, that's actually a great question, right? Even coming from you. I wrote a book that's entitled How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And in fact, David, it's the 12 dumbest mistakes that are ever made. And because I didn't want other people to make them, I put it in a book. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's again, forstonconsultants.com and check it out. That's where you can find all of our ebooks, all of our coaching, and more information about live events.
Well, I'm going to just have to do that then because that sounds like a good starting point to me. And then I'm going to come to y'all Jacksonville 31st event. I need to be live around y'all too.
That's fine, David. I know you're not there yet, but remember I told you to act in faith, and while you're doing all the homework that I told you about earlier, always be looking for a property, whether that's on Zillow, Realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, or word of mouth using your social media. Always be looking for a property because you just never know when God's going to say, go, it's your time.
Yeah, I remember that. But, and you won't believe it, but I actually found a property and it's in one of them HOAs.
And see, David, I can tell already you haven't been listening because that's one of my major rules is that we never start an independent living facility in an HOA or a community association. Because always in the fine print, it's going to say something about you can't run a business inside of here and you cannot sublet, which is the entire model of what we do. Does that make sense?
Hey, Derek. I just want to ask, what's the biggest benefit of independent living facility?
Well, in my opinion, the best form of real estate is shared housing. That's why we invented the independent living facility model. Because we view it like this. Why get one house and rent to one income, right? A family usually, mom, dad, 3 kids. What the ILF model does, it allows you to take that same 4-bed, 2-bath home and take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. That's the benefit of shared housing.
So what's the secret to being so successful in the ILF housing model?
The biggest secret literally that we have, and it's kind of no secret because we always say it, we keep God first, right? We love people and we love real estate. So we live by this thing that says that we want to please God, right? Because we believe that if you do that, man, everything else can just fall in place. We believe in helping people. And that's something that's actually in the Bible. God says that when you do unto the least of thee, it's like you're doing it unto him. We also believe in being respected by our community while we're doing it. When I first started this, guys, nobody knew me. Today, we're really well known, but not because of how great I am. It's because of the housing program that's changing the lives in the city in which we live in. And then the last part about it, I want you guys to make enough money to feed your family. So one more time, we believe in pleasing God, helping people, being respected by the community, but I also want you to make enough money to feed your family. And you can do that while doing the independent living facility model. So just text more info, just those two words, more info, to 407-326-0086. And that's the first starting point. The first step to getting started with your own independent living facility is texting the phrase more info to 407-326-0086. One more time, if you text the phrase more info to that phone number, we're going to give you an immediate text message. You fill out your name, email address, and phone number, and we're going to send it to you instantly to watch it with you and your family or you and your team. And then if you have questions, we want you to join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel so that we can learn and grow together. But if you think that you want to move forward with one of our coaching products, we'll also speak to you by phone just to make sure that you understand fully what you're getting yourself into. And again, it starts with our webinar. So text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my masterclass that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there. If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these two words, more info, to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life. Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go. We figured out your problem. You have a great business or a great business idea. You just don't have a website. So visit digitalflowsolutions.net and get the best website in the world for only $97. And then you just pick your monthly plan. Let's get back to the content. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God has given you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co, and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise. Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying the show. But just in case you was wondering, how in the world do we rent these properties or lease them? And what does the conversation sound like that we're telling the homeowner to convince them to rent their house to us? That's one of the biggest things in this business, and I want to give it to you. So text the word purpose, PURPOSE, to the phone number 407-326-0086.
0086. And we're going to give you the exact guide to what we say, how do we dress, how do we find them, everything you need to know in terms of to get your first property. We put it in the ebook. And again, it's called The Pursuit of Purpose and Profit. Text the word purpose to 407-326-0086. And we'll see you on the other side of success. I hope you guys are enjoying the information, and we super appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget, though, if you want to be an affiliate of what we do to get 40% of it, make sure you guys text the word affiliate to 407-326-0086. And remember, I pay 40% of whatever you sell. Did you know that we had a Facebook Academy and it's absolutely free? Text the word join, JOIN, to 407-326-0086 and join the rest of us. There's about 90 to 100 people joining that group a day. And it's like-minded people that want to do the independent living facility model. So make sure that you join it. And again, text the word join, JOIN, to 407-326-0086. And my team will send you the link to join that. Or just go to Facebook and type in the ILF Academy and we'll see you there. Hey, what's going on, family? Please make sure that you watch our webinar, which is the first step to getting started. So just text the phrase more info, MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Don't type it in the chat. Don't put it below. Text it to that phone number. That way you'll get that free webinar, but also it leads to a discovery call with me and my team to see how we can get you started. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Show me anything else to where you can make such an impact in your community, serve God, but also make a bunch of money doing it. We don't hide that. We want to make a lot of money doing what this is so that we can extend our hand in the community and continue to be the answer to affordable housing. Text more info to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's get back to the show.